So we'll start off in a child's pose. You can sit on your heels. And of course, your knees can be wide or narrow. And then you're going to come as low down as you can. And drop that head. Take some breaths just to arrive. Allow your whole body, mind, energy, spirit to transition from life off of the mat into this place where we're really present in the moment. And we're practicing breathing deeply and noticing what is right now. So give yourself lots of time to transition. Let the inhales get longer and smoother each time. Filling up your lungs, and then let the exhales get longer and smoother, emptying the lungs as completely as you could. And keep that breath going. Keep noticing how you're feeling today while you're breathing. Notice everything from your fingertips to your toes. Okay, how does the shoulder feel on each side? How's the neck feeling? Let your awareness drift. Okay, as you notice that physical climate, that physical landscape, what are we dealing with? See if you could just let everything soften as your awareness rests on it. The low back softens. See if you're hiding any secret tension in your face. Okay, sometimes there's some sneaky tension that's going to hold up in your forehead and your jaw, perhaps. Loosen those up. And then I don't know about you, but there might be some tension around the eyeballs and the little muscles that move those eyes side to side. So let the whole eye relax. Okay. In your child's pose, connecting with your breath and your body, take a moment to connect with your thoughts and your emotions as well. And just notice that climate, just as real, just as solid as your physical landscape. What kind of emotional and mental landscape do we have right now? And whatever you notice, friends, try to notice with compassion, without trying to fix. Just see yourself and your emotions, product of nature, and be with what is. Breathing in. And letting go on your exhales. Okay, starting that practice from a place of presence. So grounding, just to be with what is. From your child's pose, friends, we're going to start to wake it up a little bit and walk the hands out to one side. Just pick one. The hands walk as far as you like until you're cultivating a big side stretch, right? And just hold into that side stretch here, breathing. Drop your head. Move your hips away from your hands. And send your breath into that long open side. And take another big breath here, just enjoying that stretch. Keep your neck really long if you could. And let's take it through center and just walk the hands out to the other side. Take a little moment here. Head down. Hips move away from hands. You might have noticed one side is more tense than the other. Okay, good work noticing. Always good to gather that information. Ooh, nice side stretch. And then let's bring it back to center. Grab the mat here and pull yourself up to hands and knees. And then arrange yourself really strong in your all fours shape. I like to spread the fingers really wide and actively push the floor away. So you're going to feel your shoulder blades kind of sliding away from each other. Might feel like a great stretch across your back. Okay, in your lower body, push down in your knees. Think of lifting your belly up and away from the floor so you feel really strong and lifted across the front of your body. From this really strong shape, with your inhale, pull back with your hands. Feel your heart rolling forward into cow pose. Okay, a little extension of your spine. The tailbone and the head point up, and the belly drops low with strong belly muscles, of course. Okay, flip it around. Push the floor around your spine. Cat pose. Shake your head. Back to cow pose. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, cat. Push the back. Okay. Keep breathing here. So keep moving. We're going to take a few rounds of your cat-cow shape. Remember, your cat-cow shape can also move side to side, kind of jump roping your spine. What we're really going for is just some big spinal movements here. Moving around all the muscles that attend your spine and back and shoulders. Okay, one more round of each. Give it a really good stretch on both sides of the spine. And then bring it back to center. Okay, let's get the right leg out behind. We're going to hold it in the air. And I like to remember to keep the toes pointed down because that helps me to keep the right hip internally rotated. So maybe that'll work for you too. We want to imagine that the hips are very level all the time here, and that toe's always going to point down. Okay, from that, spread your right fingers wide, push into the right hand a little more. Let's reach the left hand forward. Holding and breathing here in your bird dog shape. So this is a great core and back strengthener. Keep the belly muscles lifting, keep that hip level, and keep the shoulders level as well. Okay, now a lot of stability going on here. So if you need to take two hands down, you can at any time. But if all is well, keep that hand up. We're going to stretch a little bit longer if you could. Take a big breath in and exhale. Tuck the knee and elbow up and in. Squeeze it up. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Good. Reach. Let's take a few more rounds just like this, okay? Warming up that back. Warming up your core. 3 more. And crunch. 2 more. Crunch. Last one. Now a little challenge here for you. Next time you crunch into your crunchy shape, hold it right here and breathe. Okay. Permission to put 2 hands down if you need a little less here. Okay. If you like some extra flavor here, try this. Try bending your left knee. That's the grounded knee. And you're balancing on that left kneecap, pointing the toe up at the ceiling, just for fun, right? 3, 2, all fours on 1. Come on down, all fours. Nice work. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and your knees, and walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to swing and kind of hang it loose and easy here. Bending knees, swaying gently. Let your head hang and let your spine kind of traction out here. So you want to imagine that you can be so floppy and heavy here with your upper body that you're actually adding a length to the low back, which indeed you might be, okay? So let that back relax. Okay, as you're ready, if you grabbed your elbows, you're gonna fingertip back to the floor, and we'll shimmy the feet so they're hip width. Okay. And then we're gonna roll it up. Push into the heels. Push down. We're gonna think of the back body contracting to open up the front body. Look up at your thumbs maybe. And exhale, roll it all the way back down, nice and slow. You can even slide your hands down your knees if you like. Okay, once those hands land, I'm gonna walk it back to hands and knees. And do the other side. Okay, let's take another round of cat-cows. Maybe you wanna stretch out your wrists here. Go ahead and flip one palm up so the fingers are pointing back at you. If one is okay, you can try 2, but 1 might be enough. So 1 or 2 hands, cat-cows, pull forward on your inhale. Press the floor away on your exhale, stretching out those beautiful wrists that we use all day long. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow with or without. for your wrist stretch. Rolling that spine. 3 more. Okay, really get the wrists nice and warm here. Just makes everything better. Okay, last one. And then we'll meet back at a nice flat back. And you can bring yourself back to normal hands here. Whew, that was a nice stretch. Let's do the left leg out behind now. And just hold it and feel its weight. Okay, so paying special attention here to the level hip. Okay, with the left hip wants to lift. Okay, but keep it low. Point those left toes down. Now we can spread the left fingers, put some weight in that left hand, and reach forward with the right. While holding and breathing here. This is a great shape, okay? Just to work on that back strength, lifting the lifted arm and leg, and the front body strength, pushing the floor away. So give yourself some nice stability in the front, pushing down. Starting to move as you're ready. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch that knee and elbow together. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Keep it going. Using that strength, front and back body. 3 more, please. Reach and crunch. 2 more. Maybe try with your eyes closed. Little challenge for your balance, maybe. Last one. Okay, now hold in your crunchy shape. Permission to do 2 hands down, 1 hand down is fine. A little extra flavor, we can bend that right knee, balance on the right kneecap. Funky shape for 3, 2, and 1. All 4s, rest. Nice work. Tuck your toes, hips up, knees up. We're gonna walk the hands back again to a forward fold. And just a hanging, very floppy, very loose spine here. Okay, if I ever feel tense in this posture, I just bend my knees a little bit more, and it seems a little more easy and gentle. So just do be gentle. The legs aren't super warm, right? So they might be a little tense. As you're ready, we're gonna walk the feet back underneath the hips again. Square them off. Let's roll up. As you inhale, roll that front body open. Look up between your thumbs, stretch open in front. And exhale, bring it all the way down. You can bend those knees, touch the floor. Okay, from here, walk your hands forward to a friendly plank pose. Okay, you might have your knees down for that in your plank pose. Okay, but because we can always do that. No matter what, in your plank pose, your shoulders are over your wrists. Okay, so we try to keep that going, but the knees can come and go as you like. Take 1 more big breath with me here, challenging yourself to push the floor in your plank pose. And then as you're ready, press it back to a nice little downward facing dog. Take a moment to walk those heels out. Now I won't have you here long. We're not super warm, but just notice how your down dog feels, right? Gathering information objectively about the backs of the legs, especially your calves and your hamstrings. As you pedal it out, you can feel a little bit of tension in each back of the leg, right? So just encounter that. Encounter the shoulders. They might be a little tense. You can kind of roll them around and just notice where the tension is. Okay, and let's start to flow and get a little bit warmer in this body. So from here, move your heart forward to a plank. Remember, your plank can have knees up or knees down. It's a yogi's choice. With your exhale, take a walk to your hands. Take a little forward fold here. And we're going to start to flow nice and slowly. For a moment, just shake out your head in your forward fold. Take some deep breaths. And then from your forward fold, start to push down into your feet. Unroll your spine to look forward. You can touch the floor or your shins. A little halfway up, and then fold it again. We're going to start to roll through our flow. As you're ready, inhale, push down into your heels. Roll yourself up tall. We're adding in a chair squat, okay, just to build some warmth. So with your exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips into a chair squat. Remember to point your knees forward, okay? And keep the heart open. Inhale back up to standing, lift that heart, see your thumbs. And exhale, hinging at your hips, fold it. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Should all be pretty familiar to you. Inhale, rolling the heart forward, pushing the feet down. And exhale, fold again. All right, palms are on the floor here. You can bend your knees maybe. We're gonna step it back to a plank. So take a walk back to your plank. Knees up or down. And then either with your knees up or down, you're gonna bend your knees or bend your elbows, pull those elbows in by your ribs. See if you could scrape your ribs all the way down. Okay, through your little chaturanga shape, we're gonna pull up to a cobra. So squeeze the elbows in, pull that heart open. It doesn't have to be big to be effective, right? Just a big open cobra heart. And then with your exhale here, find your downward facing dog. You can come up through your knees or not, and I'll meet you there. You take a few breaths here, nice and slow through that first round of that little vinyasa we just built together. We're gonna go through it again, exactly the same, but maybe a little more accelerated. Who knows? We won't get crazy or anything. We'll see how it goes breath by breath. So as you're ready, inhale here for your plank, heart moving forward, knees up or down. Exhale, take a walk to your hands and fold. On your inhale, come halfway up, push down to look forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it up. Peel open your front side. Strong in the back. Look at the thumbs. Oh, we got our chair squat. Exhale for your chair squat. Drop the tailbone. See if you can keep looking up maybe. And inhale, stand. Now exhale, fold. Okay, halfway up, inhale. Unrolling your spine. And big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale and step it or walk it back to your plank. Here comes your little chaturanga. Exhale, scrape your elbows on your ribs all the way down. Pull those elbows in. Keep them in as you inhale to lift your heart. Pull your heart up and forward, cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog. I'll meet you there. Okay, we have one more round just like that. Should be feeling the difference in your joints and as your body warms up. Just like that. Inhale for your plank. Exhale to your hands. Fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale. Push down, roll up. Maybe now that we've done it a few times, you can try a few with your eyes closed, a few of the movements. Just try it out. Exhale into your chair, tailbone down, heart stays open. Inhale, stand tall again. And exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Your palms are down, inhale back to your plank, step it back, walk it back. Chaturanga, as you come down, scrape those elbows, exhale. Cobra heart, big inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, here we are. We're gonna take 5 or 6 breaths here in your downward facing dog, or maybe you decide this would be a great time for a child's pose and just take a break, okay? So wherever you are, long, slow breaths, just being in your body, noticing how you feel. You might close your eyes. Notice the moment as it unfolds. You should be feeling nice and warm, maybe the heart rate and the breath have sped up a little bit. If you're in a downward facing dog, push that floor with your hands and your feet. Think of your tailbone lifting high and your heart magnetically drawn toward the back of your space. Okay, we're going to start to flow from here in just a few breaths. So savor your last few breaths in stillness or wherever you are. A little decompression moment before we compress a little bit. Okay, taking your last breath where you are. As you're ready, from your downward facing dog. Okay, with your inhale, send the right leg high. Lift the heel, toe points down for now. With your exhale, swing that right knee forward. See if you could hover it next to your right elbow for just a moment, okay? And you could always do this with the back knee down as well, okay? So holding here, just one big breath, little tiny challenge for you. And then see if you could flex the right ankle and step the foot forward seamlessly. It might take more seams, okay, than you wanted, but that's okay. Drop that back knee, coming into a low lunge shape, okay? Up on your fingertips. We can rock the hips forward and back really nicely here, just for a moment. Opening up the back of the right leg, right calf, the hamstring, and also the front of the left hip. Okay, also really great for your low back here as you kind of tug that low back into balance. Great. Come forward into your lunge and let's just hold there for a little while. And in your lunge shape, become really aware of your strength in your legs and start to push down into the floor. So front leg pushes down and the back leg pushes down. And for me, that's when the lunge really starts to feel like a great strengthening and stretching movement all at once, is when you activate it. So make sure your lunge is really active, and then you could stay down on your fingertips, or you could come upright using your right knee as a prop. Keep strengthening those legs, pushing the floor. If all is well, you can get your hands up and even look up between your thumbs. We want strong belly muscles here as we push down. The whole lower body, very supported. Maybe even join fingertips. Make a little sparkle gun and shoot sparkles back. Nice breathing here. Lift your heart. In your low lunge shape, feel free to wiggle and make little movements. One more breath here. And come down nice and slow, dropping those hands under your shoulders. And let's bring it back to a downward facing dog. So we'll come up and out through three-leg dog, tucking the back toes, lifting this right leg in the sky, send it high. Let's add a little scorpion here, bending that right knee, point the toe over to the left. Hold and breathe if you like, maybe dropping that left knee. Okay, feel a great stretch in the back of the left leg as the shoulders and the hips move back. Great work, one more breath. And set it down, downward facing dog. Welcome back. Okay, we're gonna take a little vinyasa before we go on to the next side. It'll be really familiar. If you'd rather take a break, go ahead and take a little break and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. As you're ready, inhale for your plank. Stay in little vinyasa we used before, but maybe we add some hops here. On your exhale, maybe there's a hop and then you step to your hands and fold. Halfway inhale, long spine. Big fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale, lift the heart, look up. Big chest, strong belly. Exhale to your chair squat, drop that tailbone. Inhale, stand tall. And exhale, fold it. Halfway inhale. Fold again, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale back to your plank. Maybe you add a little hop and then a step, just for fun. Chaturanga, exhale, scrape the elbows all the way down. Inhale, Cobra Heart. Maybe the Cobra Heart is growing and making bigger shapes as you warm up. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Walk it out here. Okay, we're all gonna meet back in Down Dog, no matter what happened there. Shake it off and go into the left side. Here we go, left leg in the sky. Okay, heels point down for now. Tuck that left knee forward. See if you could put it by your left elbow. And just hover there for a moment, just to see what happens. And then we're gonna carefully flex that left ankle and see if you could slide the left foot forward next to your left hand and ground it. Who knows? It might have taken a couple slides, but that's fine. Drop the back knee. Up on your fingertips, we're gonna rock and roll the hips just a little bit. So a great stretch for the back of the left leg, right? Especially when you pull back. And a great stretch for the front of the right hip. Just a little movement to warm them up. And then come forward into your lunge. And we'll just hold here for a little while, okay? And start to activate your lunge. That's our most effective movements, are these active stretches. Passive stretching can actually be not as effective and can cause injuries. So do activate those legs down into the ground, pushing down. And think of as if you're trying to pull your knees toward each other, right? To really activate that pelvic floor in your lunge. And if all is well, come on up. You can use the knee. Keep pushing, keep the strong belly muscles protecting your low back. And then if the low back feels fine, go ahead and reach up and look up. Holding and breathing. Maybe you keep moving into this open heart space with your little sparkle gun. You can shoot sparkles back. Push that floor. Great work. 2 more breaths here, just being in the posture. Last one. Great work. Drop those hands under shoulders. Let's come out through a 3-leg dog. Tuck the back toes. Lift that left leg high. Open up the hip. Okay, and we're going to bend that knee, scorpion toe over to the right. And hold. Okay, point the tailbone back, move the shoulders back, and lift that knee. Great stretch for the back of the right leg, yeah? Okay, maybe one more breath here. Lift the knee a little more. And then set it down. Downward Facing Dog. Welcome back. Okay, we're going to take that same little vinyasa flow we've been using, our little palate cleanser. So again, you could take a rest instead of doing that. Here we go. Inhale for your plank. Exhale to your hands. Maybe you add your hop and fold. Halfway inhale. And a big fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale, roll it up. Roll it open in the heart. Like of pushing down into your feet here. Now we're gonna add our chair squat. Exhale, drop the tailbone, look up. Inhale, lift high again. And exhale, fold. Halfway inhale. And fold again, exhale. Okay, palms are down. Inhale to your plank. You might add your little hop here. Chaturanga all the way down. Exhale. Cobra heart, inhale. Pulling that heart maybe even more forward with that extra warmth in your shoulders. And exhale, downward facing. See you there. Walk it out. Okay, very nice work here. Take a few breaths. Once you arrive in that downward facing dog shape, just to be here. Okay, maybe close your eyes. Okay, rooting into your hands and feet will help open up the shoulders and the hips. Nice work. We're going to add on to our little low lunge and just see what happens. We're going to riff. So as you're ready, swing that right leg high. And then again, keep breathing. Float that right knee forward, nice and slow, super slow. This time, see if you could step it between your hands. Okay. And this time, keep the back knee up. You could always drop it if you want to. But again, we're going to rock the hips forward and back, just like we did before. Okay. Now we can always drop that back knee. Okay. I want you to keep your options open. Whatever works best. Come forward into your lunge here. This time, come on up to a crescent lunge. You can use the right knee to press yourself up. You can hold onto that knee for support if you like, or you can get the hands up here. So we want strong belly muscles again in your crescent lunge. You could have the back knee bent, okay, or extended, whatever works best. But do make your lunge really active by pushing both legs down into the ground and pulling those knees inward. Maybe join your hands, make your fancy sparkle gun. One more big breath here in your lunge. Okay, as you're ready, stay lunging lower legs, lower body. We're gonna bring the upper body with the hands forward, pressing in front of your heart. Just get some strength in your arms. And let's take this left elbow across to the right knee, finding a nice twist, holding and breathing. Over to the right, we look, and we wanna drop the shoulders away from the ears, the upper body really long in the neck. 3 more breaths, yogis. Can you drop the back knee? Of course. 2 more breaths, releasing tension around the hip, around the spine. Last one. Great work. Let's come out through a crescent lunge. Bring yourself back upright, hands up in the air. Take a big breath in here, push the floor. Exhale, drop those hands around your front foot. Inhale to 3-leg dog. Scoop the right leg high. Add your scorpion in here, maybe. Exhale, scorpion toe over to the left. Stretching open that hip. And then let it go. Downward facing dog. Okay. Okay, same here. We're going to take a vinyasa. So come along or rest. Inhale for your plank. Exhale to your hands. You can add your hops and fold. Halfway inhale. Fold it, exhale. Roll it up, inhale, all the way up and open. Big heart. Exhale to your chair squat. Drop the tailbone. Point the knees forward. And inhale, lift. High. Exhale, fold all the way down. Halfway inhale. Fold it, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale back to your plank. You can add your hops. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, Cobra. Maybe because we're warm, this Cobra becomes an up dog. You can press the tops of your feet down and lift your hips, maybe. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, shake it off. We're gonna do the other side. Okay. Inhale here, left leg high. Let's try to step it through again, okay? Exhale, step the left foot through. Tuck the knee, pop between the hands. Okay, back knee can come down, but maybe keep it up. Come on up to crescent lunge. Hold your lunging shape. Get really solid in that lower body. So pushing the floor with those legs. And drawing those knees slightly inward. Okay, as you're ready, from your crescent lunge shape, we're gonna start to add that twist. So bring those hands down in front. Get some push between them. Nice strength in the upper body. And that right elbow crosses to the left knee. Twist, push the knee and the elbow together. Look over to the left. Breathing here. So the back knee can always come down, especially if you get the wobbles, right? Keep breathing now. Move the shoulders away from the ears so your neck gets really long. And feel the ribs twisting around the spine. Great work. One more breath here.
We're going to try to come out through that crescent lunge, okay? So as you're ready, release your elbow bind. Get all those hands up. Take one more big breath in your crescent lunge. Push the floor. Then exhale, drop the hands around your front foot. Scoop it up and over through three-leg dog. Inhale, three-leg, left leg high. Let's add our scorpion. Exhale, bend the knee, scorpion toe to the right. And let it go, downward facing dog. Okay, nice work. Let's go through another round of our little vinyasa, and then we'll get things lower to the ground, okay? And start to bring the energy level down a bit. So inhaling to your plank, nice and familiar. Exhale to your hands and fold. Halfway inhale. Big fold, exhale. Roll it up, inhale. Spread open. Chair squat, exhale, come on down. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hold it, fold it all the way down. Halfway inhale. Fold it, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale back to your plank, however you like. Yogi's choice. Exhale all the way down. Now your Cobra or your upward facing dog here. Yogi's choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Okay, now this will be our last downward facing dog of this practice. Notice how it feels. Okay, about 30 minutes ago, we did our first down dog of this practice, and I would venture to say it felt quite different. Now we should have some nice warmth in the backs of the legs, around the shoulders, okay? Nice work. As you're ready, drop on down to your hands and knees. Okay, and we're gonna take the right knee forward between the knees, between the hands, and drop into your pigeon pose. So start to get comfortable in your pigeon. And remember, for pigeon pose, your hips do not need to touch the floor or be close at all. You can even sit on a pillow or a blanket in your pigeon pose or a block, okay, and keeping the hips lifted. But stay upright with me for a little bit here while you really make sure the hips are level, okay? You make sure that your front foot has a flex in the ankle, so the toes are trying to pull back to your knee. And make sure your back flipper is on the floor, okay? And once everything feels great, just take a few breaths up with me, using your hands for support, really pushing those legs into the ground. Really just the same as we did in our lunges, okay? So pretend you're in a lunge, push the ground with those legs, and imagine trying to pull the knees inward toward each other, activating that pelvic floor. So now that we've really activated the lower body, keep it on the clock. Keep it working, keep it pushing the floor as you come down into your reclined pigeon. And I'm gonna give you some time here. I worked your legs in those lunges. And so allow yourself to really stretch it out here. That whole right outer hip should melt as you press the floor down. Flexing the ankle helps to protect your knee joint, okay, from getting overly compressed in any one direction. So do keep that nice ankle flexion in front. As much as the lower body is working, let the upper body clock off here. The shoulders melt away from each other. Let the head weigh 1,000 pounds. And take one more lovely breath here in pigeon. Make it last, make it a long breath. Okay, when you're ready, peel yourself back out, extract yourself, hands under shoulders. Let's come out through a hands and knees, okay? So you can pull in the back knee, expand that right leg out after all that compression, circle out your ankle, all the different directions. Okay, and we're gonna get into a little bit of glute strength. So from your hands and knees with that right leg, bend the knee, have the right knee hover just off the ground, and then go ahead and lift that right knee out to the side and just hold it right there for a moment. Notice how your hip wants to lift, right? The hip wants to lift, but do your best to keep the hip down, just lift the knee. So you may not even be able to lift the knee all the way parallel with the floor, and that's totally fine. So we're working that outer hip, you feel that, and then bring it down again, and then out again, and then down, and then out. Good. So work the outer hip. 3, 4. We're going to do 10, okay? It's going to be epic. 5. Keep that hip low. 6, 7. Keep the belly muscles lifting. 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to keep moving, but in a different direction. So this time, kick your heel up to the ceiling. Hold it right there. Notice how that right hip, again, it tries to lift, but I want you to keep the right hip low so that just the glute is working. Okay, so keep the hips level. Here we go. 10 times. Down and kick. Great. 9 and kick. Keep breathing. 8. Strengthening your glutes, giving your low back a nice friend to help it keep you upright. Glutes are great helpers. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And go ahead and drop to your knees. Press it back into a child's pose here. Come on back. Take a rest. Take a breath. Nice work. A little bit of glute strengthening goes a long way. One more breath here in your child's pose, stretching out your back body, which worked pretty hard today. We'll go ahead and do the other side. Come forward into your hands and knees, and let's take the left knee forward. Go ahead and drop it between your hands, and slide that right knee back. Find your pigeon. So go ahead and put your flexion in the front ankle, okay? Very helpful for protecting that knee joint, especially if you have sensitive knees or a knee injury, okay? Important. And make sure the top foot, the top of your back foot, your flipper is down. So the flipper down, we level off the hips, and we take a moment upright here. Okay, super important, I think, to establish your base, even when you're going down into a reclined pose. So do push the floor with both legs equally. Feel how that feels in your hips, okay, in your low back, and give the knees a little squeeze toward each other. And that's what we want. Now keep that as you fold. Come on down. Keep those legs on the clock. Let the upper body really relax here. Okay, take your time. You have time just to breathe here and just kind of lose yourself, lose track of time. Keep that left outer hip opening, feeling going with that gentle activity, right? It doesn't have to be a lot of your strength that you use when you push the floor. As a matter of fact, a little bit of strength is ideal, just like 5 to 10% of your prodigious strength in your legs. Okay, releasing tension all around that left hip. Maybe one more extremely long, very slow, luxurious breath here. All right, it's hard to leave pigeon, but let's extract ourselves with a sigh. Walk those hands back up. let's expand it out through a hands and knee position so that left leg can expand out behind and shake it out. Circle that ankle. Okay, now we're gonna mix in a little bit of glutes here. So outer hip, we're gonna bend that left knee and then hover the left knee over to the left, hold it there, just feeling how the left hip tries to lift, but you're gonna keep the left hip down. So the leg will probably only come up about halfway. Okay, that's fine. Down and up. Let's do 10. Down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now go ahead and come back through center and then give a little donkey kick. Hold it here. Notice the glute is doing the work, and that's what we want. So keep those hips nice and level, okay? Here we go, 10 times. Down and kick. 9, 8. Good, really isolating your glute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And nice. Let it go. Find a little child's pose here to rest in. Take a few breaths. Let the back body relax. Okay, we're going to bring it up to hands and knees again. This time, keep your hips over your knees and go ahead and walk your hands out. We're going to drop the head and heart down into puppy pose. Okay, or open heart pose. Drop your head. So everyone's quite different here. Some folks prefer to rest the forehead down. Some folks like to rest on the chin. It's really up to you. But no matter what, move those shoulders away from your ears, okay? You might even make little tents out of your hands by pressing your fingertips down and lifting your palms. But do slide those shoulder blades away from those ears and make space in your neck. And you want to feel the neck and the chest and the whole rib cage really drawing downward. Opening up that heart space, maybe trying to lift your elbows here and there, who knows? Focus on your big inhales here for 3 more breaths, friends, opening up that front side. Two more breaths, let the shoulders relax here. Last breath. All right, walk those hands back up underneath your shoulders, no rush. And then as you're ready, we're gonna flip it over to a seat, swing your legs around and change over to your back. So we'll come through a little boat pose. You can hook your hands behind your knees. And of course you can have your feet up or your feet down. It's up to you. Just take a moment in your boat pose. Before we transition downward, gonna get a little bit of core activation just to make sure your low back isn't holding on to any tension, right? The low back and the core are best friends and life partners. Okay, so from your boat pose, maybe with your hands on your knees, maybe not. You roll your low back down to the ground. Try to keep your shoulders off the floor, okay? But maybe you help with your elbows, who knows? And then we're gonna bring it back up to a boat pose. So hinge back forward to your boat. So use all the modifications available to you, make it your own. We're gonna do 3 more, okay? Come on back to your half boat, inhale, nice and slow. Full boat on your exhale. Okay, 2 more, please. Inhale and exhale. Long spine. Last one, please. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Drop your feet here if they were up. Let's use a very slow rolling movement of the spine to come down. Keep breathing. Try to stay in control. Roll that thing down. All right, once you land, take your arms out into a cactus shape. And step your feet in by your hips, and then maybe walk the feet away from each other a little because we're kind of warm, and we're gonna windshield wiper the knees side to side, just kind of shaking off the hips, shaking off all the good work we did today, just kind of letting it go. Maybe as the movement warms up a little bit, you start to draw the knees downward more firmly and look away from them, really deepening your twist from side to side. Opening up in the outer hip, the inner hip, the low back. All right, yogis, next time your knees drop to one side, hold them there and look away. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe draw the knees downward firmly if that feels like a good stretch. One more breath here. Okay, come through center with the knees and just over to the other side. Look away. Breathe deeply. All right, bring it back to center here. Go ahead and take your hands down by your hips here and scoot your feet back into each other, almost like you're getting ready to come up into a bridge pose, okay? So I want to take us through a shoulder stand. And if shoulder stand sounds intimidating, then you're always welcome to just take a little bridge just by lifting your hips up off the floor and keeping those knees pointing forward, okay? That would be a great substitution. But if shoulder stand is fine and you feel good about it, you're going to take your hands down by your hips and just roll your hips off so that your knees come close to your forehead. And then I like to take a little pause right here to put the hands on the low back and start to walk them up. So take them as far up as you can, like you're grabbing the back of your rib cage. And I'll try to use my words so you don't have to look at me unless you really need a visual. But from here, try to point your nose straight up at the ceiling. Okay, avoid looking in at your belly button. Look just up. And then if the legs want to extend, they can, but they don't really have to. They can keep low if you like. I'm just going to take a few breaths here in your shoulder stand. Think of squeezing your legs toward each other and lifting those toes up and then away from you, like they wanted to almost lean toward the other edge of your mat. Nice breathing. Now I'm going to keep us here for a few more breaths, but if you feel like you need to come down before that, just promise me you come down with slow control without exploding. All right. Go ahead and take one more long, luxurious breath here, slowing it, really dragging it out. As you're ready, let's come down together with control. Bend the knees in toward the forehead. Release the hands back to the floor. We have an opportunity here to extend the knees so the toes point back and roll the spine down really slowly, like you're just setting one little vertebra down at a time. So take your time with this. Keep breathing. I like to make it last for like 3 or 4 breaths. All right, when your hips finally land, you can drop those feet to the floor. Take a moment to rest after your shoulder stand, hopefully feeling some really nice relaxation and reset effects from that great posture. Okay, once you are comfortably recovered from your shoulder stand, stretch out into a Shavasana, okay? Or any other resting pose that calls to you. And let your breath and your body just let go. No more things to do here. We're only going to rest for a few minutes. Okay, only resting and paying attention to what's happening now. Watching your thoughts. As you allow all the muscles in your body to relax, notice the moment unfolding around you. Let the jaw relax and hang off. Let the forehead and the scalp soften and spread. Let the eyeballs fall back in your head. Even the tongue, soft. Just allowing yourself to be in the moment, just for what it is. So grounding, that sense of harmony. Just being right here can tie us really meaningfully to the past and the future. Just being in the present. So powerful. All tension melting out. Feel the earth pulling you down. Maybe a tiny smile emerges effortlessly on your face. Please keep resting just like this for as long as you can. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. And thank you so much for having me. I'll see you next time.